I'm Sean, and this is your Art Moments for today.
It's hard for the layman to understand what the painter is trying to do. The painter himself is the only one that can know, really. And he doesn't make any conscious effort, perhaps, to reveal himself to the public, but that is the aim of painting eventually.
Isolation has been a hot topic in 2020, but in the world of art, this is really nothing new. In the earliest part of the 20th century, the American-born artist Edward Hopper was defining his own style of realist painting by depicting scenes that can really only be described as true Americana. Although most of his paintings had a very discomforting undercurrent of loneliness and solitude, it was Edward Hopper's ability to capture these moments in time that made his talent quite notable. However, it was his ability to capture these moments in time that took the viewer into another realm that was truly remarkable. I'm guessing there are many of you who are watching this video right now who are familiar with Edward Hopper's work, even if you've never heard his name. There are only a handful of artists whose work can be described as the most recognizable visual piece of artwork in human history, and Edward Hopper's 1942 painting titled Nighthawks is one of them. And yet Edward Hopper was almost the artist that never was. Raised along the banks of the Hudson River, it was a young Edward Hopper who showed a proclivity for drawing and painting. In his early works, he chose to feature scenes from in and around his hometown of Upper Nyack in New York. It was Edward's parents, Garrett and Elizabeth Hopper, who first recognized the artistic talents that their son possessed. It's thanks to their support and motivation through the years that led Edward Hopper to attend the New York School of Art in 1903. It was during this time at the New York School of Art that Hopper's work was first influenced by outside sources, with professors like William Merritt Chase, the famed American Impressionist painter of the time, and Robert Henry, who both taught their students to paint everyday situations from the world around them in a realistic manner. It was these teachings that would most influence Hopper's work for decades to come. In an era before photography was used in most print publication, it was the illustrator that was king, and Edward Hopper's talent with illustration kept him in high demand. Although Hopper had a unique ability to capture exactly what his client was looking for in an illustration, it was his talent and his artistic eye that turned these rather mundane illustrations into little mini works of art. Although Edward Hopper found success in illustration, it was his true passion of painting where recognition seemed to elude him. Edward Hopper sold his first painting in 1913 at the age of 31, and it was more than a decade before he would sell his second. In 1920, Edward Hopper was invited to organize a solo show at the Whitney Studio Club in New York. Gertrude Vanderbilt Whitney had been an early admirer of Hopper's work and personally invited him to exhibit his paintings. Although none of Hopper's paintings sold at that first exhibition, the event did mark his arrival and recognition as a notable artist. Over the next 2 decades, Edward Hopper used his time to refine and define his own personal style of painting. When viewed in retrospect, the artist's body of work illustrates just how successful he was at accomplishing this goal. Whether he was painting a house by the beach or travelers in a hotel lobby, Hopper's paintings consistently captured that one particularly unique moment in time. With his wife Josephine by his side, Edward Hopper spent the remainder of his career perfecting his unique talent of capturing emotions on canvas. Then Edward Hopper went a step further and repeated that fantastic talent time and time again. Many times it was his wife Josephine who would stand in as his artistic muse to help him tell a story on canvas that went beyond words.
In the case of the objective painter, he uses natural phenomena to communicate. And that has always been my aim. I am called an objective painter, and I suppose I am. He uses natural phenomena to communicate, perhaps because it's a universal vocabulary.
It is said that an artist's work can be measured by the amount of emotions their creations can invoke in its viewers. Based on that criteria alone, Edward Hopper was not only a master of his craft, but he was a master at capturing emotions on canvas. I've been very fortunate to have some incredible mentors in my career as an artist, and there's no doubt that my work has been influenced by some great artists from history. But it's Edward Hopper's measured approach to composition and his storytelling that I find I'm influenced most in my creations. Whether it's a painting, an illustration, or a block print, I always see telltale signs of Hopper's influence on my work. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Art Moments and the spotlight on American artist Edward Hopper. If you have a suggestion of an artist you would like to see us spotlight in a future episode, send us a suggestion to the address below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.